Residents in one area teaming up with the police in the crime fight. They say they want a safer community and they're working with the authorities. LaDawn Davis tells us that it's all a part of Urban Renewal 2.0.
With the words "I support Centerville Urban Renewal" printed on the back of their shirts, some 30-plus volunteers of the award-winning policing program walked throughout the Centerville community today, marking another step for change. A few of them we spoke to say although crime has reached unprecedented levels, they are hoping that partnering with the police will not only improve the environment they live in, but make the area safe once again.
It's like giving back to my community, people helping people. You know, there were times when we grew up, and times before when we could have chastised somebody else's child if they did something wrong, but now it's like a uproar in the community. And the main thing is that the fear of the Lord is missing, and the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and we are our brother's keeper. So I deemed it a pleasure to be a part of this great movement.
It's an opportunity to come in the community, assess the community needs, find out what is their need, and working along with them, find out what is their concern, and working with them by documenting this information and pass it on to the police officers so they could help.
Second in charge of the Centerville Urban Renewal Center, Sergeant Lisa Pratt says she is pleased to see that Bahamians are now being their brother's keeper and reaching out to assist those in need.
We have about 30-something volunteers from this community and other communities who have decided to join hands with us, and they said, I would like to help the police in bringing back this country to the place where it once was. And so they're basically our eyes and our legs on the ground when the police is not around. And so we want the community to know that there are neighbors who are willing to bring this country to a crime-free place where people can no longer sleep in fear.
Sergeant Pratt says since Urban Renewal 2.0 was launched sometime last month, her team has assessed the needs of hundreds of residents. She believes the increased police presence will allow residents who are afraid to give information and their identity the willingness to do so.
We were able to go about almost 500 homes that we were able to go through, and I must say we could not have done it alone. And it's with the help of the volunteers who have come forward, and they walk with us religiously day in and day out. And so we're so happy that even citizens of this country are willing to give back and free of charge.
Officials of the Urban Renewal program are encouraging more Bahamians to come forward and render their assistance to combat crime. LaDawn Davis, ZNS News.
Now, Urban Renewal also allowing the voices of the youth to be heard as they launched an expo in the Angliston community today. Carla Palmer tells us that the initiative is expected to have a positive impact on the youngsters.
It's a new initiative that's expected to take center stage in each of the 9 urban renewal districts here in New Providence on a more consistent basis. A talk show devoted to teens in a social environment filled with food, fun, and games.
We just seek to be getting some feedback from them so that we can understand what are some of the challenges they face. What we seek to do is bridge the gap between what has been, the present, and with a positive look to the future in renewing the minds of our youth.
Inspector Kendall Smith is responsible for urban renewal in Angliston.
We have become so preoccupied in our ambition, we lose focus in staring our kids somewhat. And what has happened is we substitute that attention in providing things instead of wholesome engagement in activities. And so this is important so that as we spend our time with these youths today, cause them to see where we were back then, where they are, and then they can have a better appreciation for us today.
In addition to children having a voice and speaking their mind, there is also activities like basketball, a marble tournament, and hopscotch. Look, that's the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Bernard Nottage, feeling his youth, as well as Member of Parliament for Angliston, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin.
This is a wonderful effort, and children have an advantage over the rest of us. They live in a reality that's a little more protected, and we have to, so far as possible, ensure that stays as pristine as possible. And so this event today is celebrating this pristine little world, that wonderful world that they're in. And hopefully, you know, as time goes on, we will begin to see the Bahamas begin to see more improved economic circumstances. People will be able to get on their feet, become independent, and begin to experience a level of self-satisfaction that has been difficult to attain in recent times.
As these children express their future desires, the area MP says she could do nothing more than embrace the effort geared toward uplifting family life and injecting social values.
My name is Jeanette Lucien. I want to be a singer when I grow up because God gave me a gift of singing, and I want to sing songs about God when I grow up. My name is Carol Jaya Forbes.
Okay, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a pastor.
Why?
Because I want to teach people how to be a Christian.
How important is that?
Because some people is be killing, so I want to change I want to help change the community.
Focus is being brought in the right place. It is not about a lot of those things that we seem to be carried away with. It's about these children, it's about their dreams and aspirations, and it's about building a great Bahamas.
Carla Palmer, ZNS News.
Great story, Carla. Well, a college professor from Prairie View University in Texas addressing students attending the police band summer camp. The director of bands at the institution is hoping to pass on some of his musical skills with the youngsters. He talked to them about the discipline of music.
On a scale of 1 to 10 with the ages in the room, definitely 9 or 10. I think they're in a great place, being mentored by the police force, being in a place where they're actually learning and cooperating, and it's different than going to a basketball court. On a basketball court, when there is no coach around, you come up with your own rules and your own way of playing the game. In this particular game of music, you always have guidelines and a specific way to do things, which teaches you how to work in society, how to cooperate.
The local daily reporting that Royal Fidelity Merchant Bank and Trust said it had seen overwhelming 75% growth in its fixed income mutual fund for 2012 to date, adding that it was having a hard time keeping up with the pace of new subscriptions. Investment bank mutual fund officials told the local daily that the influx of new money into its prime income fund had driven total assets under management from $16 million at 2011 year-end to today's $28 million, a $12 million increase. In international business, the United States economy slowed in the second quarter amid weak consumer spending, government cuts, and a rise in imports from foreign countries. The U.S. Commerce Department reported Friday that gross domestic product grew at an annual rate of 1.5% from April to June. And in regional business, the Bank of Nova Scotia, or Scotiabank, and the Caribbean Development Bank closed a $103 million interest rate cross-currency swap transaction that has termed an unprecedented success by both parties. In a joint press release issued earlier this week, both banks heralded the transaction as a win-win for both financial institutions. Remember, you can send us an email or join us on www.znsbahamas.com or become our friend on ZNS's official Facebook page.